Every evening, he comes home with the same line. I'm going to play with the guys. No emotion, no conversation. Just those words, cold and routine, based on a true story. At first, I thought it was innocent. Just cards, laughter, a harmless distraction after work. But the nights got longer, the excuses smoother, and the silence heavier. He showers, grabs his keys, and leaves without looking at me. The door closes, and I hear the echo of his steps fade away, like the echo of a love that's no longer there. I used to wait up for him. I'd keep the lights on, pretending I was just watching something, but really, I was waiting for the sound of his car returning, the sound that now feels like a stranger arriving. He says he's tired, that life is stressful, that I don't understand. But he doesn't see that I've stopped sleeping, that my heart races every time he picks up his phone, smiling at a message he never explains. Last night, I asked him if I could come with him, just to meet his friends. He froze. His hand stopped midair. Then he laughed nervously, said it was just a guy thing. That's when I realized I'm not part of his nights anymore. If you've ever felt this silence too, know that you're not alone. Subscribe so you don't miss any stories. Tonight, he left again. Same excuse, same perfume. But something in me changed. I didn't ask where he was going. I just watched him leave, and the air in the room felt heavier than usual. I walked through the house, empty plates on the table, his jacket still on the chair. Every object screamed his presence, but his heart was nowhere near. I went to the window and saw the streetlights reflecting on the wet pavement. I thought about how many times I believed in his extra hours, how many times I defended him even from my own doubts. I used to think love meant patience. Now I think it means disappearing slowly until the other person doesn't even notice you're gone. I found one of his card decks hidden in a drawer, but it wasn't from the friends he mentioned. It had initials on it, a woman's name, delicate, written in gold. I didn't recognize it. My hands trembled. I sat on the floor, that deck between my fingers, and I laughed silently. Not because it was funny, but because I finally understood the game he was playing. Love shouldn't feel like guessing the next move. Love isn't supposed to be a match where only one wins and the other loses everything. I went to the mirror and barely recognized myself. The woman staring back looked tired, faded, like she had been waiting for a promise that was never meant to be kept. I wondered if he ever looked at me that way, or if I was just another background piece in his game, a constant he no longer saw. The clock hit midnight, and I heard his car outside. The moment the door opened, I felt my pulse slow down. He smiled, like always, and said, "We played late tonight." I just nodded. But something inside me had already shut down. His words no longer reached me. I wasn't angry anymore, just empty, like a room after everyone has left. I realized I'd spent more time trying to keep the illusion alive than he ever spent trying to keep me close. That's when pain becomes clarity, when silence becomes the truth you can't unhear. I stood up, turned off the lights, and walked toward the window one last time. The night was calm and different, and for the first time, I didn't care where he was or what he was doing. Sometimes losing someone who's still beside you is the beginning of finding yourself again. You learn that love doesn't mean begging to be seen, and silence can be louder than 1,000 explanations. You are not what they want you to be. You are what survives after they stop seeing your worth. Stand tall, even when your world feels small, because the moment you choose yourself is the moment you finally start to live.